ask you to gather us together, our brothers and sisters, those we remember. And those especially, Lord, that we honor today. We ask you to bless them and their families, to carry them through these hardships, as we know they are at the gates of heaven, granting your reward.
I thank you for your presence here today. You're a part of a tradition that started 31 years ago as we gather to honor our fallen. We shouldn't focus on how our fallen has died, but rather how they live, dedicated to protection and service of others. Memorial services like this one, from large agencies and small, all across this country for the month of May, are taking place. These memorial services don't just happen. They evolve out of the respect and admiration of those who have given far more than we have. It is difficult at these times not to think of our own mortality, but the risk comes with the job. We know it, and we and our families live with it. It truly takes a special person to be part of this noble profession. It takes a special person to run towards the sounds of gunfire while others run away. It's what we do, and I can't imagine a whole lot of professions doing the things or dealing with the things we face on a daily basis. We respond, we react, and we take charge. But we are the barrier that separates order and chaos. We are the protectors, the first line of defense in a battle of good and evil. And in doing so, we hold the heartbeat of a free society in the palm of our hands. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why we celebrate the lives of our fallen. And that's why the law enforcement community supports the survivors. And we thank you for your attendance here today.
Good morning. We stand here to honor these fallen police officers who have given their all to serve and protect the citizens of our parish and region. They, like all those men and women across the country who have sacrificed the same, will never be forgotten. Over 9 months ago, a tragedy wrecked the St. John community as 4 of their men in uniform were mercilessly attacked. If we could go back to right before 5 a.m. Wednesday, August 16th, 2012, I imagine that there are lots of things that we would all do differently. However, the biggest difference would have been for the 2 officers whose last day on earth came too quickly. There probably would have been a few more minutes of cuddling in bed between the officers and their wives before rushing to begin the day. A dad would have spent a few more minutes playing with his own child before heading out the door to protect the children of others. A wife would have lingered a bit longer during that goodbye kiss. A grown man would have called his mom or dad to tell them one last time that he loved them, and then would have made a few calls to give forgiveness to a long-lost friend or relative before putting the badge on for the last time. The only problem is that we can't go back. The nightmare is real, and there are 6 children who will never be held by their daddy again. The lives of those families, the region, and the officers involved in the traffic stop massacre will never be the same. An innocence that existed before those bullets took the last breaths of brave men is no longer there. The innocence found in the love of a wife, the laughter of a child, and the sense of safety in a community will take a lot of work to bring back. The strange thing is that I truly believe those men would still put their badge on and walk out the door to protect the community they loved. Why did they do it? I'm not talking about the evil ones that shamelessly killed 2 of this region's finest and wounded another 2. I'm speaking about the officers themselves. Why did they wake up every day, put on the badge and uniform, and risk their lives for us? There must be something different about someone who chooses to put themselves in harm's way to protect others. It is sad that a police officer knows every time that they put on their uniform that they might have to take a life, save a life, or give their own to do their job. We all speak about starting new chapters and moving forward with our lives. In order for the deaths of these brave men and all fallen officers to not have been in vain, we must fight for justice and choose a future based on safer streets and economic opportunity for all. We, the living, are the hopes and dreams of those who came before us. So I ask, what will you do differently today? Please keep our law enforcement professionals in your thoughts and prayers on this and every day.
We gather here at this annual ceremony to remember and honor the sheriff and deputies whose names appear on the walls of this monument. We gather here also to express our gratitude to the families for their sacrifices. And I'm going to jump from my script a minute. I would like to, at this point, acknowledge and ask the families of all fallen officers here present today to please stand. I know we have the families of Brandon Nielsen and Jeremy Trish today. We also have our own Seal Chauvin, who's the widow of Alan Audeberry, Major Zinner, whose father died in the line of duty with the state police. Are there any other family members here today? Would everyone please give them a hand? Thank you for coming. These candlelight vigils and ceremonies are held in communities across the country to pay tribute to police officers who gave their lives in the line of duty. Colors are present, riderless horses will march, wreaths will be laid, candles may be lit, speeches are made, formal dress uniforms are worn, black bands appear on badges, and a lone bugle sounds out taps. There's a song that says, all gave some and some gave all. This ceremony is to honor those who gave all. Those who gave their lives in a line of duty. They are heroes. They are heroes not only because of how they died, but they are heroes because of how they lived. The courage shown during those last few moments of their lives was not an unusual event. It was a daily one. Each of us who wear the badge show the same courage every day. And you know that when you go to work, and then also sometimes when you only thought that you were going to be off duty. These officers were just like you in that regard. That should not be forgotten. You put yourselves in danger 1,000 times and may come out unscathed, or just once and not come home. You never know in advance how things will turn out. Our law enforcement community here suffered a tragedy just a few months ago of having two of our own make the ultimate sacrifice. I say this is our tragedy because Brandon and Jeremy were our own as well as those of the St. John Parish Sheriff's Office. Brandon worked for a time under my command here in St. Charles Parish. I remember Jeremy as a student in 2 academy classes that I taught. 2 big, strong guys who were part of us as well. 2 deputies who did not get a chance to tell their families goodbye because of the evil that they confronted early one hot morning last August. We mourn with our brothers and sisters next door, and we honor these fallen heroes with them as well. I would like to close with words that I believe Jeremy, Brandon, Alan, Nelson, and Sheriff Ori are saying to us today. I never dreamed it would be me, my name for all eternity, recorded here at this hallowed place. Alas, my name and no more face. In the line of duty, I hear them say, my family now the price will pay. My folded flag stained with their tears. We only had those few short years. The badge no longer on my chest. I sleep now in eternal rest. My sword I pass to those behind and pray to keep this thought in mind. I never dreamed it would be me. And with a heavy heart and bended knee, I ask for all here from the past, dear God, let my name be the last. May the last name of the wall remain the last name of the wall. This poem was written by Sergeant George Hand, Los Angeles Police Department, retired.
August 16, 2012, at approximately 500 hours, the St. John Sheriff's Office requested assistance from St. Charles Sheriff's Office. When the call came over the radio, officers down in St. John, we ran to their assistance. Upon arrival, we learned that 2 deputies had lost their lives, and 2 others would be starting a long journey to keep theirs. This is a call that touches each and every deputy, that it shows us the reality of our oaths, and the fact that every day we go to work may just be our last. This tragedy really hit home for the St. Charles Sheriff's Office, for both deputies that lost their lives that day had ties to our department. Deputy Brandon Nielsen served as citizens of St. Charles before leaving and joining the St. John Baptist Sheriff's Office. Deputy Jeremy Trish was a graduate of the St. Charles Sheriff's Office Academy. Both deputies were also our friends. It was with this in mind that the Fraternal Order of Police, St. Charles Lodge 15, decided to purchase a brick to be placed on the wall of honor. This permanent reminder to us all of the sacrifice that these 2 officers made for the citizens of St. John is also a place of honor that both the families and deputies of St. John can come and reflect on their brave men. To the families, we want you to think of this as your memorial also. It was with honor that I present.
When the evil of this world touches you, you change. It just can't be avoided. For better or for worse, you change. You either run away from the evil or you run towards it. In the early morning hours of August 16, 2012, Brandon Nielsen, Jeremy Trish, Michael Bollington, and Jason Trish ran towards that evil. 4 men ran towards it, and only 2 returned at the end of their watch. The other 2, Brandon and Jeremy, now patrol the streets of heaven. That August morning changed the life of us all in this community. But the truth is that similar events happened over 118 times in 2012. That's 120 law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty. 120 souls who ran towards evil and paid the ultimate price. What makes a person choose such a profession? What makes someone join the elite Brotherhood of Blue? Each of us have our own reasons, but basically it is something I can't explain. Can you? I think the truth is that we don't really choose this profession. It chooses us. But regardless of the reasons why, as police officers, we stand together and fight the good fight. As children, we are afraid of monsters. Our parents spend years trying to convince us that monsters don't exist. As police officers, we face monsters daily and know that they do exist. They are real, and they are far worse than anything we imagined as a child. Only these monsters walk on 2 legs, and they look an awful lot like you and me. Angels and cops rush in where others fear to tread. I believe that today, Brandon, Jeremy, and all the brothers and sisters in blue that have gone before them look down on us today from their permanent peaks in heaven, knowing that we will be forever grateful, forever in their debt.
Deputy Randall Benoit, Calcasieu Parish Sheriff's Office. End of watch, January 18th, 2012.
Deputy Jeremy Michael Trish, St. John the Baptist Parish Sheriff's Office. End of watch, August 16th. Deputy Brandon Joseph Nielsen, St. John the Baptist Parish Sheriff's Office. End of watch, August 16, 2012. Deputy Ricky Ray Isaac Jr., Natchitoches Parish Sheriff's Office. End of watch, December 8, 2012. Deputy Nelson Coleman, end of watch, November 5th, 1982, of the St. Charles Parish Sheriff's Office. Deputy James Arterberry, end of watch, July 4th, 1973, of the St. Charles Parish Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Louis Ori. End of watch, January 26, 1903, St. Charles Parish Sheriff's Office.
Halt! Hey, set! Halt!